A Belvedere woman dies in a car accident, and President Reagan addresses a special joint session of Congress.
Education in the U.S. is scrutinized in Tabala Towers on the block. Details next on NEWSWATCH 17.
It's Sutherland's celebration time, an explosion of values during their grand opening sale Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A touch-tone wireless telephone reaches up to 700 feet, only $65.98. A 5-by-8-foot section of rustic cedar fence, just $22.98. A Castlegate steel door, 32 or 36-inch wide, just $119.95. Landscape timbers, only $2.99, and only $21.95 for a 36-inch paddle wheel ceiling fan.
Good evening, I'm Ann Edwards.
And I'm Bruce Richardson. A traffic accident in North Boone County late this afternoon claimed the life of 38-year-old Karen Bartz of Belvedere. That happened about 5:15 at the intersection of Hunter Road and Route 76. Involved a car and a truck. Karen Bartz transported to St. Anthony Hospital by helicopter, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. Police have not released the name of the truck driver. The accident is still under investigation. In a setting that emphasized the somberness of his words, President Reagan urged Congress to help protect democracy in Central America and stop the potential spread of communism. He addressed a rare joint session of Congress tonight and said that more military aid must be given to El Salvador because American national security is at stake. And so he called for prompt approval of $110 million in extra military aid for the Salvadoran government to help it battle leftist rebels. This despite a House subcommittee vote yesterday that denied $30 million of that sum. The president made it clear why he feels the Salvadoran situation is so crucial.
Americans are driven from their homes like the more than 1 million who've sought refuge out of Afghanistan, or the 1.5 million who fled Indochina, or the more than 1 million Cubans who have fled Castro's Caribbean utopia. Must we, by default, leave the people of El Salvador no choice but to flee their homes, creating another tragic human exodus? I don't believe there's a majority in the Congress or the country that counsels passivity, resignation, defeatism in the face of this challenge to freedom and security in our own hemisphere.
President Reagan outlined a 4-point plan he called his basic goals for the region. It pledged support for open elections, economic development, security from what he called the military challenge from Cuba and Nicaragua, and a dialogue among Central American nations. Democrats responded to the president's speech by calling U.S. military aid the wrong answer to Central America's problem. One called it a formula for failure, saying American dollars alone cannot buy military victory. That is the lesson of the painful past and of this newest conflict in Central America. Instead of financing a massive military buildup, Senator Christopher Dodd said this country should try to attack the factors which breed revolution there: poverty, hunger, and injustice. Secretary of State Schultz learned firsthand today why an agreement to withdraw foreign troops in Lebanon has been so difficult to reach. He traveled from Egypt to Jerusalem to discuss unresolved issues with Israeli leaders. Most of the 3-hour meeting was spent listening to a list of problems holding up a pullout of Israel's 30,000 troops, and then concerns about Soviet advisors and military equipment in Syria. But Schultz says he'll stay in the Mideast as long as necessary to get foreign troops out of Lebanon. He heads for Beirut tomorrow.
One Rockford area strike has been settled, but workers are still walking the picket line at 2 other companies. By a vote of 35-11, beer haulers ratified a 3-year agreement with Region 21 of the Illinois Beer Industry Association. The agreement included a 2% wage increase and several changes in the fringe benefit package.
It's a package that was essentially put together by Lou Moore, the federal mediator, subsequent to his involvement, and it balanced some of the conflicting interests of both parties in a reasonable posture that was acceptable to both parties. So we met each other.
The beer distributors hired several replacement drivers during the strike, and Cheney says they will keep their jobs. Meanwhile, the strike at National Metal Crafters is continuing. A negotiating session was held on Monday, but no agreement was reached, and workers are also still walking the picket line at Borg Warner's Clutch division. That strike started on April 11th, and no bargaining sessions have been held. According to yesterday's report on the National Commission on Excellence in Education, the instruction in America's schools leaves a lot to be desired. They say that unless something is changed, our country's future industrial strength is in jeopardy. Mike Robinson reports some area students feel the same way.
Although standards in the Rockford schools fall short of the Commission's recommendations, the district, to a degree, supports them and says changes are already being made locally. Rockford College believes the changes are essential because without them, they are forced to play catch-up with new students.
With the advancing technology in current society, we wish to end up at a higher level and at the same time having to start at a lower level. It's been a very difficult task.
A group of students at West High School agree with Dr. Stewart. They say they are not adequately prepared for college or for the job market. They blame it on two things: teachers and curriculum.
I think they need more teachers for the more specialized different kind of classes that go on.
Certain areas of study, you know, math, maybe some of the computers and different things, they should be stressed more than more than some of the basic stuff.
Another student said the attitude and capability of other students is also a key factor.
The classes aren't challenging enough because they teach down to the, if there's a few slow people in the class, they teach down to the slower people, and they tend to hold back most of the other people in the classes.
While all agreed that the Commission's recommendations would be a step in the right direction, they admitted it's up to the individual student to take the best advantage of what's available. You dictate your success. Mike Robinson, NEWSWATCH 17.
And now Fred Briggs carries the story further with a report from the University of Illinois where they're trying to get back to basics.
Colleges and universities took some criticism in the report for their admissions policies. Specifically, the report says too many institutions have lowered their admission requirements, allowing them to accept the kind of high school graduates they've been getting. The University of Illinois at Chicago is a state school in a big city. It's trying to raise its standards, but most of its students came from city high schools and found them wanting.
They didn't give me enough math and science and chemistry to deal with the university.
Or English. If students are reluctant to admit that, the faculty isn't. When a professor assigns an essay question, it is with a certain sense of dread.
It's 2 C's and 2 R's.
This university is putting more stress on mathematics, the preparation of its students for high-tech jobs.
They don't fix responsibility clearly in this, and they don't provide a mechanism for a societal redirection of resources.
That means there's no hint of where the money will come from to get back to the basics. Fred Briggs, NBC News, Chicago.
So, are they overworked, underpaid, and unappreciated? We'll see about that.
And also, the for sale sign on Tabala Towers right after this.
When Burnham Motors of Beloit has a sale, it's big news. And now, through this weekend, Burnham busts loose with a wild weekend. 9.9 financing on selected new Fords, Lincolns, and Mercurys. 11.9 on the rest. Burnham has 25 cars indoors, lots more outside, all ready to go. Burnham salesmen will sell you your first car. Their service will sell you the next. Burnham Motors, 30 years in Beloit and 27 years of leasing experience. At Burnham Motors, there are no gimmicks, no add-on charges. Burnham Motors of Beloit, busting loose with a wild weekend sale.
Don Williams from Hanley Furniture. Use your tax refund dollars wisely. Invest in furniture from Hanley's. During our huge store-wide clearance sale, this sturdy early American sofa and love seat with cannonball wood trim is now just $975. And the matching chair is sale price at just $335. You save $435. Hanley's has free delivery and easy credit terms. So shop Hanley's during our huge store-wide clearance sale at 301 South Main, downtown Rockford, next to the Metro Center.
George Burns and Lola Falana will appear at the Metro Center July 10th on behalf of the Rockford Pro-Am Golf Tournament. Tickets on sale April 30th at all Metro Center outlets. Sponsored in part by McDonald's.
I like this beer the best. It tastes better.
Don Mellenthin picked fully croissant Old Style Light in a taste test against his favorite light beer.
Miller Light. That's surprising. You normally order a light, they give you light. You never think of Old Style Light.
And now?
I will buy Old Style Light now because it's a better tasting beer. It's a full-bodied, light beer.
And it's fully croissant.
The croisoning must make it work because it tastes good.
Old Style Light. Taste the difference croisoning makes in a light beer.
If you can have a light beer with taste, why not buy Old Style Light?
A mandatory auto insurance bill is heading for the Illinois State Senate with a 66-43 House approval. It would require motorists to carry insurance in order to register their vehicles. And the defense case begins tomorrow in the Davenport, Iowa murder-for-hire trial of a Rockford man, Andrew Ogilvy, accused of killing 80 Jensen of Iowa City in a plot to reap insurance benefits. And a Rockford landmark is up for sale. It can be yours if you have $2 million. That's the asking price for Tabala Towers, but that price includes a parking lot and the United Way building behind the hotel. Area Shriners have owned the property for the past 10 years, and during that time, many improvements have been made. The Shriners are selling the building because they say running an apartment complex is not their main concern. Bill Weldon of the Shrine says this way the organization can devote more time, money, and energy to help crippled children and the burn center. Members voted to sell the property last November, but Weldon says it's taken this long to find a realtor.
Secretaries were honored today all over the country. Bosses thanked them for being efficient and, in some cases, for literally running the office. Being a secretary could mean working endless hours for little pay. Many people believe the 9-to-5 job of typing, filing, and just plain organizing is a thankless one. And for some secretaries, they'll agree. Doris Kelton is Rockford Secretary of the Year. She is employed by Manpower Temporary Services, and she says she has no complaints about being overworked and underpaid and is doing quite well. She admits, however, that probably a lot of secretaries do feel that their workload is just as heavy as their bosses. Management consultant Paul Russell works with secretaries, training them to be better communicators, and he confirms Kelt's opinion.
Average will run between, in what this year Professional Secretaries International found, between 12,500 and 18,000. We work a lot of unpaid overtime. We got to know as much about what the company's doing as all the bosses put together in many cases.
A couple of secretaries working for the city of Rockford have the same feelings about the life of secretaries.
The ones that keep them on, you know, their appointments and remind them of different things that have to be done. I think they're the backbone of their supervisor.
I think the secretaries are getting more recognition, but slow. It's not to the point where it should be, where they should be able to make more money with the responsibilities that they do have.
Granted, Rolls-Royces are expensive, but $2 million? No, that's misleading. Let's try it again. How about a Rolls-Royce for free? Just watch.
If you want to live under the palms of Beverly Hills, you'll obviously want a Rolls-Royce in your driveway. Or at least that's the thinking of a Beverly Hills realtor who'll throw in this $150,000 model free if you'll pay the price on this house.
It's only $2,850,000.
The house is standard Beverly Hills. 4 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, a pool out back, and your basic gourmet kitchen equipped with 3 ovens and a microwave. It will take at least $500,000 down to get in the door, so the Rolls-Royce is incentive, what the realtor calls a time-honored gimmick.
Most people that buy this type of house have a designer come in and do the curtains and furniture, and it's all new, so why not have everything new?
And who are the most people in the market for this kind of deal?
A foreign buyer, if he has it, he has it.
So far, no Arab sheik or Hong Kong banker has made the necessary offer in writing. But for anyone considering it, house tours are available, followed by a test drive. Heidi Schulman, NBC News, Beverly Hills.
A strong rally attempt got away from Wall Street today, and the market closed off with a loss. The Dow Jones Industrial slipped back just over a point from yesterday's record close.
And now an announcement from American.
At American store-wide spring clearance sale, you can buy and take home purchases up to $1,000 with just $20 down. Come in, negotiate your best price on anything you want. Color TVs, furniture, stereos, carpeting, to videotape recorders, cameras, computers, microwave ovens, anything you want at American up to $1,000. You take it home with just $20 down. No payment at 0% interest until August at American spring clearance sale.
This offer ends Monday, May 2nd.
There's no doubt about it. It would be exciting to take a brand new Saab turbo sedan off of Jeffrey's showroom floor and compare it for performance head-to-head with competitors' cars chosen the same way. No souped-up engines, no custom bodies, but use the actual cars you can buy. Jeffries wants you to know that such a comparison was made. Saab, head-to-head with 2 Porsches and 10 others. The winner, the Saab Turbo Sedan. The Saab excitement is at Jeffries. Test drive a Saab at Jeffries now.
Hi, I work for Job's. I'm a tree and shrub spike, and feeding's my business. Come on, I'll show you my territory. Down here are the feeder roots, see? With granular fertilizers, some nutrients don't get down this far. But Job's spikes feed vital nutrients underground to the roots, where it counts. If you want a good-looking tree and shrub up there, you gotta start down here with me, see?
For healthy trees and shrubs, nothing feeds the roots like
Job's.
A local industrialist is helping to guarantee the quality of education at Rockford College, and he did so in a big way. Gordon Bartels, founder of the Rockford Bartels Company, gave the college a donation of $1.5 million. Bartels says the gift will be used to secure faculty members for the college's chemistry department. The money boosts the college's heritage fund to $13 million. Their goal is to raise $16.5 million within the next year and a half. And Bob's goal is to give us a great weather forecast. Let's see if he can do it tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, got a little rain in the forecast.
Just a little.
Well, not just that little, but
no.
Even some for tomorrow. Right now it's 58 degrees. That's our reading at the airport. 59 degrees downtown. Humidity reading is 44%. Winds coming in from the northeast, 7 miles per hour. The barometer reads 29.89, and it's steady. Rockford's high reading today, 71. Low last night, only 53. Normally, we should have a daytime high of 64. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:56. That's tomorrow night at 7:52. More rain tonight in California. Look at the rain down here in the southern part of that state. While in the northern part of the Pacific Northwest, there's fair skies. Rain from Montana down through Wyoming into Colorado tonight. All of that moving toward the Rockford area. Look, there's even rain in Nebraska. There's rain in what is that state? Missouri. And some of that shower activity now is beginning to move into Illinois. So we're keeping our eye on all of this precipitation as it moves across the country from Oklahoma and Missouri into Illinois tonight. While at Childress, Texas, it was 93 degrees for the nation's high reading today. Let's take a look at our color satellite. We can see what's going on. First of all, we want to show you the cloud cover in the west. The cloud cover that's part of the system that's moving on to California from the coastline. And you can see how that cloud cover has been coming in all day long and then influencing the weather in the Plain States. And now the weather over Illinois has become cloudy tonight as it was in Iowa earlier today. And showers and even some thunderstorms are breaking out. In this area right now, it is mostly cloudy across northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. Thunderstorms down around the Champaign area. That would be right about in here. It is 58 at Freeport, 56 in Chicago, and it is 53 degrees up at Madison. But colder temperatures are on the way. If you want to take a look at the next 5 days, readings are going to be near or right around normal for daytime highs. But we got some showers in our forecast and some cloudy skies too. For the rest of tonight, there's a chance of showers developing within the next couple of hours, 47 degrees for an overnight low. Tomorrow there's a chance of rain with a daytime high of 68. Then on Friday there's a chance of rain continuing with a daytime high of 72. On Saturday, cloudy skies, 72 degrees. Sunday and Monday, the sun will come back out. Temperatures will be in the 70s. Well, this is what makes the Mayflowers grow.
That's right.
47 for a low tonight, 68 for a high tomorrow, and right now it's 58 degrees.
Looking forward to Sunday and Monday.
I'm looking forward not to mowing my lawn.
You have an excuse this weekend. The Cubs saw more action, and Kim Lepak will be here to tell you all about how they made out today right after this.
You can give your home a new look with quality Reynolds aluminum siding from K&H Exteriors at a price you can't afford. K&H Exteriors are exterior design specialists with over 30 years of installation experience, and they offer quality Reynolds American Classic siding with a large color selection, including color-coordinated gutters and downspouts. See what K&H Exteriors can do for your home in siding and specially designed porch enclosures. K&H Exteriors will improve your home. Call them today, 877-2303.
The possible dream is at your Mercury outboard dealer. Escape to peace, quiet, relaxation, family fun. Think of it, your own boat and a dependable Mercury outboard. The possible dream, and for a lot less than you think.
Visit Anderson Marine where all your dreams are for sale and save. See the new Mercury Motors, Bayliner, and Wellcraft boats, Ranger Bass boats, Alumacraft, Skeeter, and Procraft fishing boats. All spring sale price at Anderson Marine, Highway 251, north of Rockford at Roscoe.
This prescription can be filled only by a registered pharmacist, a professional who would precisely dispense the exact drugs your doctor ordered, using pharmaceuticals from top-name manufacturers, or if you choose, generic equivalents were allowed. Last year, over 20 million prescriptions were taken to Kmart pharmacies. For the quality and the Kmart price, put your good trust in Kmart.
We've got it and we've got it good at Kmart. Kmart, we've got it and we've got it good.
The Chicago Cubs had to work a little overtime this afternoon, but paid off with a win, didn't it, Ken?
Cubs are kind of like the tortoise and the hare. They're getting going right now. Cubs are getting hot, 3 of 5 in their current 9-game homestand. This afternoon, they beat the San Diego Padres. Game 2 of their 3-game series. The Cubs led 2-0 in the 4th inning when the Padres' Rupert Jones hit an opposite field 3-run homer off Chicago starter Fergie Jenkins for a 3-2 lead. The Cubs regained the lead in their half of the 4th. Jody Davis tripled down the left field line, scoring Keith Moreland. Davis scored later on a sacrifice fly for a 4-3 Cubs lead. The Cubs catchers are hot at the plate. San Diego's Sixto Lezcano singled in the 7th to tie the game at 4-all. Then in the Cubs' 10th inning, Larry Boa hit a 1-out double to bring home Jerry Morales from second. Final score, Cubs 5, Padres 4. In Milwaukee tonight, the Brewers and the Chicago White Sox closed out their short 2-game series at County Stadium. Let's take a look at some of the highlights there. In the Brewers' first, Ted Simmons hit a 2-out single that scored Robin Yount, who doubled, for a 1-0 Brewers lead. Then the Brewers went ahead 2-0. Ben Ogilvie singles home center. Tony Bernazard's relay throw to Tom Paciorek, but he's safe at the plate. In the Chicago 2nd inning, rookie Ron Kittle doubled home Greg Luzinski, who also had a 2-bagger to make it 2-1. And Luzinski's not going to win no 100-yard dashes. In the Brewers' 4th, after Charlie Moore tripled, he came home on a wild pitch by losing pitcher Floyd Bannister, 3-1 Milwaukee. In the Milwaukee 6th inning, Moore scored again. Jim Gantner singled to make it 4-1. Gantner later scored here as Robin Yount grounded into a double play. Chicago scored its only other run in the 7th. Pinch hitter Greg Walker singled home Kittle to make the score 5-2. In the 7th, Ben Ogilvie hit a second home run in as many nights to give the Brewers a 6-2 lead. Dick Stapleton was at the game tonight. He'll have some interviews for tomorrow. Rookie Tom Tillman got the win in relief. Final score, Brewers 6 and the White Sox 2. Baseball history was made this afternoon at Montreal when Nolan Ryan of the Houston Astros broke Walter Johnson's all-time strikeout record. Ryan needed 5 strikeouts today, and he got them here. He strikes out Tim Wallach. There you see the big right-hander. Then in the 2nd inning, he strikes out Tim Blackwell. In the 8th, again he strikes out Blackwell. The record breaker came one batter later when Ryan struck out Brad Mills. The final score today, Houston 4, Montreal 2. Other scores in Baseball National League. These are all finals now. St. Louis beats Los Angeles. New York over Cincinnati. San Francisco beats Pittsburgh. Philadelphia over Atlanta. In the American League, Minnesota over Cleveland. New York blanks Kansas City. In the Midwest League, Peoria beat the Beloit Brewers. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics opened their best-of-7 Eastern Conference NBA semifinal series tonight. And there was an upset. Bob Lanier, the Dauber, what a shot. He had 21 points. Sidney Moncrief with the slam had 22 points for the Bucks. Robert Parrish had 18 for Boston, but it wasn't enough. Here, rookie Paul Pressey gets the layup. Final score tonight, Milwaukee takes a 1-0 lead in the series. Milwaukee 116, Boston 95. The other Eastern Conference semifinal game was in Philadelphia tonight, where the Sixers hosted the Knicks in Game 2 of that series. Truck Robinson and New York started out fast. The Truck tonight had 20 points. Watch this shot by Moses Malone. He's playing pretty good with those bad knees. He had 30 points. Mo Cheeks added 26. And here, Dr. Irving gets into the act, fires it up. Final score tonight, Philadelphia wins it, take a 2-0 lead in that series, 98-91. One other NBA playoff score tonight, Denver takes a 2-0 lead in their series with Denver by a score of 126-109. And Bruce, as we said, Dick Stapleton was at the game tonight. He brought home a souvenir.
Hey, golly.
A little baseball
It's for real. Cushion Cork Center.
And he'll have interviews. He talked with the managers, talked with Don Sutton. He's got a lot of interviews coming up the next couple of days, so watch. He'll bring you up to date.
Very good. Thank you, Kim.
Okay.
Here.
Throw out the first ball.
Back with more right after this.
What investment company offers full service, including research, and a personal investment executive, all at discounted commissions, 30 to 70% lower than those charged by other leading firms? It's Overwise Securities, the leading full-service discount broker in the Midwest. Open an account today. In Rockford, call 229-3700. Full-service, discount commission savings, Overwise Securities.
We invite you to enjoy the better things in life. Life's America Insured Money Market account gives you a high interest return, and you have the insurance of FSLIC up to $100,000. Why not call or visit the branch nearest you and enjoy the better things in life?
Together, hand in hand, we'll build tomorrow today. The life savings of America way.
Hey, mister, what you doing?
Installing your new air conditioner.
Good. Daddy wouldn't let us use the old one because it costs too much to run.
Her daddy's right. Let one of these dealers explain how the Lennox Landmark 4 can cut the cost of cooling your home.
Please call us at Air Systems for a free estimate on high-efficiency, money-saving heating and cooling products. We're a company you can trust.
Quality sales and service is our business. I have over 25 years' experience. For a free estimate, call Lena Heating and Air Conditioning.
Attaboy, Dave.
Hey, looking for a tough hauling GMC truck?
Zimmerman's got it.
Maybe you're looking for Alliance, the car of the year.
Zimmerman's got it.
If the elegance and comfort of a Cadillac turn you on,
Zimmerman's got it.
From hard hat to top hat, Zimmerman's got it. From rugged GMC trucks to dependable Oldsmobiles to exquisite Cadillacs. Right now, you'll find great buys on all of our top-quality new and used cars. So come on over to Freeport.
Zimmerman's got it!
Zimmerman Transportation Center, Highway 20, west edge of Freeport.
The rice farmers are all for Machete, but the Environmental Protection Agency is not. And here's why.
The Environmental Protection Agency has never been satisfied with the safety tests on the weed killer called Machete. But when rice farmers argued that it was much better than any other weed killer, EPA did what had become routine at the agency. It granted rice farmers an emergency exception to use Machete. And for the last 2 years, it's been sprayed on nearly 1 million acres.
But that was under Ann Burford, and other EPA officials criticized for being lax on health standards. Today, 7 weeks after Burford's dismissal, EPA switched signals on Machete. Rice farmers are being told they can no longer use it.
EPA said previous tests of Machete were flawed and were conducted by a laboratory accused of fabricating results in some other tests. Further, EPA said there are some new tests underway that indicate Machete causes tumors when it's fed to rats, a concern since some of the substance winds up on rice grains. Robert Hager, NBC News, Washington.
Our top stories in brief. A Belvedere woman dies in an automobile accident late this afternoon. The president goes to Congress and the people for military aid for El Salvador.
Students and educators react to the National Commission's report on excellence in education. In sports, the Cubs win, and the Brewers, they beat the Sox, and the Bucks have upset Boston. That's it until tomorrow at 5. We'll all be back here at that time to see you again and have more news, right?
That's right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
NEWSWATCH 17 is a presentation of WTVO Television.